Hey, this is Caitlin, also known as the Gambling Bird. In September, I was lucky enough to spend a week in the Galapagos Islands of Ecuador. As most of you know, I am traditionally most interested in birding, but the wildlife in the Galapagos Islands is just so exceptional and unique, I wanted to highlight the top 5 encounters I had with wildlife while I was there. Let's begin. Number 5, the Galapagos giant tortoise, which is simply in a league of its own. Galapagos tortoises are among the largest tortoise species in the world, with some individuals reaching lengths of over 5 feet and weights exceeding 500 pounds. Galapagos tortoises are renowned for their remarkable lifespans, which can exceed 100 years in the wild and even more in captivity. They exhibit island endemism, with different populations inhabiting different islands within the archipelago. Over millennia, these populations have evolved distinct shell shapes and sizes, say that 3 times fast, and adapted to the different environmental conditions of each island. My favorite tortoises were on Isabella Island. These include very specific subspecies which are only alive today because brave firemen evacuated the last remaining members of this subspecies from an active volcano in a helicopter. Number 4 is the Santa Fe land iguana. As the name suggests, the beautiful Santa Fe land iguana is native only to Santa Fe Island, a really interesting island within the Galapagos chain. Like other iguanas, Santa Fe land iguanas are primarily herbivores, feeding on a variety of vegetation found on their island home. This includes cactus pads, fruits, flowers, and other plant matter. I loved these beautiful reptiles because of their soft, sandy yellows and because of how prehistoric they looked. They look like they're remnants from another era, and I love how easy they were to photograph as well. Number 3 is the marine iguana. These are also endemic to the Galapagos Islands, and simply put, they are everywhere. I love them because they're just around en masse, and sometimes when I would go for a walk, I would just see hundreds of them at a time. I also liked how they interacted with each other and took naps together. The marine iguana is the only iguana species in the world known to forage and live in the ocean. Their isolation on the islands has led to the evolution of distinct subspecies across different islands, much like the finches and the different reptiles of the Galapagos. The marine iguana has sharp claws and strong limbs for gripping onto rocks while navigating rough coastal waters in its home islands. They are also known for their distinctive feeding behavior, diving into the ocean and scraping algae off rocks with their specialized flattened teeth. Number 2, sea lions. I was lucky enough to see tons of sea lions on some of our excursions to the different islands with our hotel, the Finch Bay. I had no idea I'd be able to get so close to so many sea lions, and some of the areas where we would snorkel, they would even just jump into the water and swim with you. Sea lions are super interesting in the water, and they can swim up to 25 miles an hour. It was a truly magical experience, and the sea lions themselves are just super cool and social and vocal, and it was great to see. As mentioned, Galapagos sea lions are highly social animals, often forming large colonies on beaches and rocky shores throughout the archipelago. They exhibit complex social structures, with dominant males establishing territories and harems of females. Most of the pictures you're seeing here are females. Their diet primarily consists of fish such as sardines, anchovies, and mackerel, but they also consume squid and occasionally hunt larger prey. If you can snorkel where they are, you'll see them eating and hunting, and it's super cool. The last and my most favorite wildlife encounter, number 1, of course, is with a bird, and that's the Galapagos penguin. The Galapagos penguin is the only penguin species that lives north of the equator in the wild. Among all penguin species, the Galapagos penguin has one of the world's smallest populations, with estimates ranging from 1,500 to 2,000 individuals. This low number makes them vulnerable to various threats, including habitat disturbance and climate change. Galapagos penguins feed on small, schooling fish like mullet and sardines, as well as squid and crustaceans, and you can also see them hunting if you go snorkeling in the Galapagos Island. I love the penguins because they're so adorable and interesting looking, and I love watching them paddle around the water and stick their little heads out as well. And with that, we are finished with my top 5 favorite wildlife experiences in the Galapagos Islands. Thank you, and tune in for my next video where I talk about how to bird in the Galapagos Islands without even trying.